in Missouri. A resident Californian happens to have an 8RX key, which actually there's only one key for all John Deere tractors. It's the same one. It's this one. I believe this one has 30-inch belts. It's got a full rack of front weights. It's got a nice cab package. My friend and I are just kind of goofing around back here. Case IH dealer was kind enough to bring a sprayer for us to use in one of my classes. And John Deere, well, Side and Stricker, has dropped off not one or two, but 3 of these tractors over the past couple months. That's enough Mizzou goofing for one video. Missouri farmer, where are you at? Our 9570 RX was done here at the dealer, and I'm going to take it home. There's a brand new, hot off the line S780 right there. Now we have some other tasks to do here. All of these tasks involve taking this skid steer across the road. While I'm grubbing with the skid steer, Dad's putting ammonia on with our 9460R and a 21 knife Dalton ammonia bar. It's quite the rig. The ammonia comes out of those knives right there, and that tank is empty, and he's gonna go hook up to another one that's sitting up there. Rolling. Whoa, get out of the way here. This field that we're in, we have to farm 2 different ways because right here there's nice straight rows, but then you get in here and they're really short. We farm it this way. I'm not gonna get any too close to this because ammonia, sometimes you gotta respect it or you can get yourself hurt. If you catch too good of a whiff of it, woo, your eyes start to water, you can feel it in your nose. I was out here doing some maintenance here on this old cemetery. There's 13 graves out here, and most of them are right here in this row, but there's 2 graves back there and 2 more over here. This place, I know it sounds silly, but it does mean something to me. I spent a lot of time here growing up. I've been in that thing for like an hour at least, maybe an hour and a half, and this is what I've done. There used to be like trees and brushy kind of stuff that came out to about here. Well, first I need to put grass in there, and that's gonna require me taking my 310 disc, my 730, and disking this 15 times. Also gonna mow back in this little corner here, and there's also a spot right up there next to the porch on the old house that needs to be disked down so it's level. They drove a lull, like a lift or whatever through there when it was wet, like really, really wet, and it cut down about 8 inches. And every time you hit that with the mower, doink, it hurts. Only downside is now we have lots of sticks. Some of them have thorns on them. If you're on the fence about getting a skid steer, do it. We're row crop farmers. We thought, man, what are you gonna use a skid steer for? And now we know. Now we know why everyone and their cousin has one. March bean update. They have sprouted, unfortunately. I just hope they don't get hurt too bad by this next couple days where it's gonna be kind of chilly. We got 3/10 of rain a couple days ago, and that gave them a little shot of energy to start coming up. Dad has to cross this ditch here to get to where the rest of these tanks are on this farm. All of the rocks that were up there have now magically appeared here in this crossing, so it's a little smoother. Our nutrient guy was kind enough to bring us another tank. So just today, about an hour ago, had this new MacDon FD140 draper head show up. Today yet, while I still have some light, I'm gonna try and go disc up that little grubby patch here at least once. This is what our guy Phil did. He got a little too close to the silo with the actual disc that was in here. Dad's gonna switch to another ammonia tank, and I'm gonna take my tractor over here back to the house. I got my John Deere 310 disc, and I worked up the area that I grubbed up, and wow, about 5 passes with that disc and it was powder. I'm here cleaning out this old shed, and I have a friend coming to visit me. Come here, Rick. Oh, come on, don't be bashful. Meow. Hello, Rick. Good kitty. This is after like an hour and a half of moving stuff and then sweeping whatever's under it into a pile. And this isn't all of it. There's also some stuff in there. Like many of these old barns, the roof is, in need of some attention, but I don't know if it's worth the money to put into it. And I'm thinking maybe another LED light across here and then 3 more on the other side. Out here in the big shed, and we have 1 light, which, I mean, that's not much, but it's better than a flashlight. There's also another light on this beam here, but it's burnt out or whatever. I'm not really sure. I'd like to get some better lights out here as well, and maybe some, I don't know, better electricity in general. Come here, kitty. Come on. Door's closing. Come here. Come on. Support your local small businesses, folks. So you notice here, Dad's got rubber gloves and goggles on. That's because this anhydrous ammonia can be kind of nasty stuff. In fact, we've had 2 local guys have some ammonia burns on them here within the past couple years, and it's not good. It never ceases to amaze me how good of a job you can do cleaning stuff up with a grapple and a skid steer and a tree puller. I may have done a screw up. See this piece? This is supposed to go on the end of that hose like this, and now it's not. And that would be because it fell off the top of that, and then I ran over it with the track. Dad, I owe you a hydraulic hose. Probably 2 hydraulic hoses, actually. There goes $200. Who's a good chicken? Good boy. You want to play fetch? Taking the red truck and our new FD140 to the head shed north of town. Dad wants me to do some swapping around here. We need to put this head in the shed, but first we need to take the corn head out of the head shed and then put this one in, and then put the corn head back in. Oh man, the old Dodge is singing 2100 RPMs. Goofing at the head shed. Let's see how many tries this takes us. I'm gonna take my John Deere tractor and my disc and go and disc up the area that I grubbed earlier this morning with the skid steer. I'm also gonna fix some spots down over here. So the story there is that Grandpa had some yard work done, which is fine. However, I guess they needed dirt. Instead of going to, the pile of dirt, they just went down to the bottom of the hill and took 4 scoops of dirt. So I'm just kind of working the area that I ran over with the skid steer to smooth it out and take out all the tracks. But this is not the final pass before planting. Not at all. The disc does not leave it very smooth, as you can see behind me. Now I decided we needed to field cultivate this as well to really smooth it up for grass seed. Living the dream of a college student. Well, maybe the dream of a farmer, maybe not a college student. I must say, I impress even myself. We went from 10 no window to 10 with the window, with some shoehorned in pieces of scrap wood around the side. It's very, very, very tight. There's no air getting in there, except for this hole right here. I get to disc with another John Deere tractor and a slightly larger disc, larger by about 20 feet. It's a 33-ish foot Landau. We bought this Landau disc instead of a John Deere because guess what? Landau is cheaper. Nice. See that? That's why I love Northeast Missouri. We have the best views, bar none. Look around you. This didn't exist before we were here. I arrived, and I already disced up a tile line over there. What I'm doing is disking tile lines and corn stalks. So we bought this farm this year. Well, Dad bought the farm. And the people that were farming it before us were splitting it so that roughly half of it was in one crop and half was in the other. We're not going to farm it that way. We're just going to put it all to corn. So we need to disc down the corn stalks that are here already. The bean stubble like this is just fine. But we need to disc down the corn stalks so that our ammonia bar can get through it. We're putting in tile so it can drain better. This kind of soil that we're in right here is west of Hannibal, Missouri. And if you're familiar with the area, you will know that sometimes it can be a little sinkholey and seepy. And most of the time, tile can take care of that. This field here is not very well laying, so it kind of took me a while to do it. I'm not sure how many acres in it, maybe 20, 22. Now we're gonna head down the hill and start doing the next piece. There are lots and lots of terraces here on this kind of ground. Pretty high on the reason why I don't like using a disc is rocks that get stuck between the blades, and you have to quit to go get rid of. No tillers be like, bro, just plant into it. It'll be fine. Yeah, I don't know about that one. This is extremely rough and not very pleasant. I'm having to two-pass this just because the tile lines were so large and rough that it really wasn't going to work down very well if I didn't two-pass it. But it's a little difficult to see where you actually are at. The reason it's difficult to see where you're going is we don't have guidance tonight. Thank you, Mark Goldinger, for not putting guidance in this tractor. Thank goodness this is almost over. It's not been a fun past, I don't know, 5 hours. It's rather rough out here, and the Bluetooth quit working from my phone to the tractor. So yeah, that wasn't very fun. Folding up, going home. I'm tired. It's 11:10. I had to stop the video and look at the time on my phone. Now we're folded up, going home. It's kind of a cool and chilly and rainy and generally kind of nasty Sunday. We are coming to the close of the video because I need to go back to school, and I just gotta grab one more thing here before I leave. My little sister's chicken coop here is turning into quite a big undertaking. We decided that the galvanized tin or whatever wasn't good enough. So we got the rest of our Morton building siding, which is gray and white. Now we're gonna reskin this building to look like basically our Morton sheds. So it's gonna be kind of cool. And we're gonna get a little Morton logo to go up here in the peak. You know, it's the small things that count. Goodbye, puppy. Goodbye, kitty cat. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, like it. If you have a question, drop me a comment. And if you're not already, you should subscribe. I'm at 2108 right now. And I did get my first paycheck from YouTube, $116.08. Pretty cool. And I will catch you guys on the next one.